Hello troops and welcome along to the channel. Um, we've got Nassam there saying yo, and we've got Aston saying yo my dude, I'm the owner here now, welcome. Alright, no worries then. Tonight we're here at Imola. It's going to be a short qualifying session followed up by a 32 lap Grand Prix. Now, the special thing about this Grand Prix is we're going to be having a mandatory 2 pit stop rule in place, just to try and see if we spice things up a wee bit. But the length of this track is 3.05 miles long, or 4.909 kilometres in length. There's one DRS zone, there is 19 corners here. The tyres we're going to be using are the soft C5, the C4 mediums and the C3 hard compound tyres. So the softest of the bunch. We've got Robert Shaw, what's up for you? I'm all good. Just getting ready for this. So we've got 18-minute timer has now started. So we'll have a wee look and we'll see how folks are going to line up. Now I'm just going to need to step away from the chat for just one moment. And I'll check where's standings. There we go. There we go. We've got the standings here now. So in first place we've got Fly McBatty on 138 points. Then we've got Idle North in second on 112, 26 points adrift there. CG Dramas in third on 111. On 104 is Benji. In fifth is Dan. They're on 78 points, 63 points for San in sixth place. In seventh place is I Am on Quack on 50 points. Did get the win last time out in Mexico, so nice work to them. We've got Monye on 46 points in eighth. We've got Static Lazy in ninth with 35 points, tying with Hatham. So there's just the top 10. We'll get to some of the drivers now. Let's see who's going to be the first one to settle up. Is it going to be a Little Jim? I think it is going to be a Little Jim. So, we've got Winnie saying hi all also. Yeah, so we've got Fernando Alonso racing with us tonight apparently. He's racing in the Haas. It's quite unusual to see them changing drivers midway through the season. But yeah, it's on the mediums right now. See when he is going to be coming out. But we'll go on board with Little Jim right now, who's just coming up to the final couple of corners. The last little braking zone, just getting ready for their lap on soft tyres. Let's see how Little Jim is going to be able to handle that Alpine. Coming on to the start-finish straight to start their lap. Got a decent exit there out of Ravazza. Down the start-finish straight. Going down into Tamburello. Nicely does it. Being careful on them curbs. You don't want to be hitting them yellow sausage curbs on the inside of the apex. That does certainly unsettle the car. You can see how steep they are. Getting through Villeneuve quite nicely there. Now into Toza. Getting through there quite nicely. Using up all the track. Trying to get the slipstream a little bit off of that Mercedes. Not going to be getting much off of that. Might even hurt a little bit. But now through Aqua Minerale and up the hill. You've got to be careful on the throttle there as you're going uphill, and could end up turning into a bit of a pivot, and the rear end could be facing the wrong way. But now going through that chicane there of Curva Gresini, nicely into this little braking zone here. Nicely does it through Ravazza. Oh, a little bit of slide off that curb there. That's a bit unusual there. But to the line, Little Jim goes and puts in a 116.096. So let's see who else is going to be up next. We've got Little Majin right now, just coming to the line. Dan putting in a 116.184. Little Majin a 116.807. Let's see how the flying Spaniard is going to handle this. How is Alonso going to be able to tackle Villeneuve here? Coming in quite nicely. Had to brake a little bit extra for that right-hander. Threw toes in nicely there, using up the track on the exit. Got Swinney putting in a 1:16.023. Managing to take that provisional pole position for now, but we've still got plenty of drivers who've still yet to come out and even get on a flying lap. Alonso coming down into Curva Grissini, nicely does it. Now this scene looked like he had a sort of matching helmet there. Sorta, yeah. Kinda does. We've got Benji fan in the chat there saying, Benji, show them how it's done tonight. So we've got Alonso putting in a 1:16.051. We've got the other Haas who is on an outlap right now. We'll move down to Jay, who's coming into Villeneuve. Oh, kind of misjudged that a little there. I don't think they've had enough time to practice, unfortunately, but we'll see how things go. It's not their strongest circuit. And to be honest, it isn't a lot of people's strongest circuit, I will say. It's a pain, to say the least, especially with penalties. So that will determine. Oh, he's on the intermediates, so I never realised that. He's just messing around up to now. But let's see, we'll go on to Benji, who's just starting their lap. Yeah, I never noticed that. Robbie, thanks for spotting that out. But Benji going through Tamburello quite nicely, coming down into Villeneuve now. That's quite nicely there. Going through that into Toza now. Keeping it in nice and tight. There's apparently purple in sector 1. We'll see if that is going to be the case. Of course, we know what EA is like. Kind of likes to mess it up and say that they're putting in a session best and such, but a lot of the time it's not the case. Oh, getting a bit of slipstream off of, I think that was Jay there, was it? So that's CG Drama, was one of them. But now going through Curva Grissini quite nicely there. Oh, heard that rear end of the Haas there squealing as it was coming through Ravazza. Across the line, 1:15.664. Jesus Christ. Looks like Haas are on for some good points here tonight. Currently sitting first and third at the moment. I think you're going to be happy about that one there then, Robbie. We'll go down. Oh, Cody going off at Villeneuve, something I've done plenty of times. Always end up misjudging the right-hander. He's on a hot lap, but it's not really going to be working out for them. Sand down quite a bit in sector 1. Seems like CG Drama's not on a lap. Little Margin, they just finished a lap? Are they on a lap? We'll find out soon enough as they're coming into sector 1. I think that they are on a lap. Yep, they are, as they're up on their time. They've got quite a bit to get up. It's about 3/10 at least in order to move up into the top 10 as things stand right now. Going through Piratella there quite nicely into Aqua Minerale. Being careful of that bump just at the apex there. That's what does end up sending you pointing the wrong way. Through Curva Grissini they go, taking as much as they can there off of that apex. Got an RB there sitting by the sidelines. Is that Little Jim or Idle North? We'll find out just a few moments. Here we go, Little Margin going to the line Are they on equal performance? No, it's not on equal performance. This Sunday League runs it, so they're trying to keep it a bit more equal in terms of the faster drivers are in the slower cars and the slower drivers are in the faster, just so it sort of equals it up in that sense. So, but what imagine putting in a 115.649 to take that provisional pole position is quite nice there. Just by the slimmest of margins, was that 15 thousandths of a second between Little Magent and Benji. So not too much in it. See, is Jay off them intermediates? He does seem to be. He's just recharging though. CJ Drama seems to be on a lap, but they're going to increase on their time. 116.499. Benji goes even quicker at 115.459. Wow. Here's me thinking they couldn't get much quicker than what they are, and they're proving is quite wrong. Go on. We'll see result shortly, but Dan just coming up to the end of their lap was on no battery there. Unusual. Oh, Jim, I think they're just coming up to the end of their lap, or are they just coming into the pits? We'll soon see. I think they're still on a lap. Got a 106.0962 beat. There must be green on their time, and 115.409 puts that on provisional pole position. Nice time from Wow Jim there. Got Alonso on a lap, got Dan not on a lap. So, oh, they've unfortunately invalidated their times, but unfortunate. Got Night Flash, where it is Jay. Jay's just coming through Piratella, but we've got Curva Grassini now for Night Flash. Coming through the final chicane of the track. Jay, you can see in the Mercedes just coming up to it on the little mini map, but in the Kick Silver Night Flash coming to the line. 115.623. Decent time there, put him on the second row. We've got Dan has just started the lap. We'll check back in with him in a few moments. We'll go with his teammate right now, Edo North, who's just coming into Sector 3 into Curva Grassini. They're up on their time by about a quarter of a second, so they could possibly end up getting this into the 115s and could possibly end up taking 6th place if they can improve a little bit more. May end up even further than that, but we'll see how things go coming through at Ravazza. They come to the line. Let's see what time Idle North is going to be able to put in. A 115.690. And he invalidated. Wow, that could have been good enough for 5th place there. That's a bit unfortunate there, but we'll see how things are going to go with their teammate of Dan. He's used up quite a bit of battery, it seems. Hasn't invalidated their time until now. Talk about a bloody commentator's curse. Brilliant. So we now know that that's a thing. So I'll just be quiet then and hope nothing happens. Cody taking a more scenic route there, right across the grass. Of course, if this was simulation damage, I don't think that would be very healthy for the underfloor of the car. I certainly would have scraped it up a bit. But we'll sit with them right now and see how they are going on. Whereas Idle North not managing to get a lap in, that's for sure, unfortunately. They'll be jumping into the pits, getting fresh sets of tyres on and getting ready for the final run through Tamburello to come and into Villeneuve now. Oh! Cody being a bit extreme there, turning in. That would have been a good line if he didn't manage to, if he didn't lose the car, unfortunately. So, but unfortunate there for Cody. You'll see if he could you'll be able to get back around, get into the pits and get a fresh time in. We'll go with Rizzo right now, who's in the McLaren, and he's just trying to get that battery charged up, it seems. So a lot of drivers will be hoping that they don't use up all their tyres, as there is as we know, that is a 2-stop rule in place for the main race, which is going to be 32 laps, and we'll be starting that in roughly, we'll say, about 5 minutes time. The green flag will be a go. We'll sit with CJ Drama right now, or where's San? We've not had a look at San yet. Going through Tamburello, using that ERS button, the overtake button, quite aggressively. Oh! Who was that just hit into him? That was a Red Bull. Was that Cody? It was Cody. Did they receive damage? Yep, they've got damage. Ah, that's unfortunate for Cody. It's not been their luck, unfortunately. Trying to get that car back under control. Just managed to do it. We'll see. Is chat messing up with that? Nope. Cool. There we go. So let's see. CJ Drama in the Mercedes did just manage to avoid the incident there with San and Cody there. So we'll see how CJ Drama's time was affected. Just coming through Ravazza now to the line. What time they're going to be able to put in? They're going to be improving on that one, whatever it was. It's a 1:15.684 now. It's good enough for 5th place. So just managing to avoid San. San's unfortunately having to come into the pits. The highest they're going to be is 6th on the grid. That's the highest they're going to be able to come, and I think the same for Cody also. Cody's still trying, and he's not going to improve any with that broken front wing. It's kind of busted, bud. But we've got the top 4 out right now, and from 8th to 11th, so we've got 8 drivers on out laps right now. Who was that just left? Oh, it was Cody. Oh, just retired, sorry. So, who is it? Let's see, so we've got Swinney on a lap right now. And the Aston Martin just coming through Tamburello chicane there nicely. Does it into Villeneuve to come. Trying to take off as much as they can on the apex. Oh, someone locked up just up ahead. I cannot see who that is. That'll be a Haas, it appears. That'll be either Benji or Fernando. Let's see, Swinney. Oh, going a bit over the apex there. That certainly wouldn't count as a lap, but it's a bit unfortunate sometimes that it does that. It doesn't automatically do that. But we'll see how Swinney is going to be getting on. Did I miss that time from Little Jim? 1:15.409. Swinney, a 1:15.578. Nice time there. We've got Night Flash. Puts that on provisional pole. 1:15.375. Little Jim's unfortunately invalidated their time. Benji's into the pits. Got CJ Drama not on a lap anymore. We've got Jay, who's unfortunately invalidated. We've got Fernando Alonso coming through Curva Grassini right now. It's the final driver on a lap now. Seems that everyone else is essentially invalidated or finished their lap. Coming through Ravazza now. going to the line. Let's see what the Haas is capable of. 116.051 is their time. They do improve, but not enough to move up any positions. So they're going to be starting in 9th place. But unfortunately, they're Main Man Moody and Soph not even coming out the garage to do qualifying. But unusual. But I've seen that quite often from these two. We'll see if they're still in the lobby. Hopefully they are. We'll just go to the general chat just a moment. Right, so there we go. That is the end of qualifying. We've got Night Flash taking that pole position, and the one who's going to be lining up alongside is Little Jim. We've got Benji in 3rd place, 4th place for Little Swinney. Little Majin is going to be lining up in 5th, 6th for CJ Drama. San is in 7th and will receive a 5th place grid penalty, so I'll be bumping them down into 12th position. So Jay will be starting in 7th. Fernando Alonso came 9th, will be moving up. Same with Dan in 10th, Rizzle in 11th, Idle North 12th, 13th for Cody. And then we've got Mean Man Moody and Soph will be rounding out the rear. So I'm just trying to see. So folks, we're just waiting on drivers sorting out their strategies. Of course, they may be taking a little bit longer considering it is a 2-stop race. So drivers will need to do 2 runs through the pit stops, through the pit lane, sorry, at very least. Of course, may end up increasing due to maybe some front wings getting busted. We'll see how things go. Of course, it is racing, and well, as the great Murray Walker once said, anything could happen in motor racing, and it usually does. So, just waiting to see how these guys are going. Yeah, so I do agree. San ended up putting in a comment in the general chat saying, stupid game. I spun and it took me on track, then it gave him a 5th place penalty due to being hit. So, yeah, I do agree with San there. That is bull, to be honest. But here we go, getting the start. We've got all 5 red lights lit up, and we are away. We'll get everything up right now. We've seen Night Flash managing to get a good start, but here comes Benji, got an even better start. We've got a terrible camera angle. Benji and Night Flash going side by side, going into Tamburello, and Benji comes out on top from 3rd place up to 1st. Nice start there. We're seeing a little bit of commotion in the background. What is happening? Has anyone got any broken wings? That's what I'm worried about. going down into Villeneuve. We could see possibly, is there anyone going to end up spinning out? Nope, everyone managed to get through quite nice and smoother. Not seeing any busted wings at the moment. So well done to everyone there, getting through nicely without contact. No damage whatsoever, it seems. Oh, I say that, and Mean Man Moody struggling a bit. No idea what's going on there, but I think it could be a safety car ending up coming out. Looking at Benji though, doing it quite nicely to fend off that Silver of Night Flash behind. Let's see, just making sure the chat is all working right. There we go. So, Little Jim is now looking at the back of Night Flash. Is he going to manage to get up there anytime soon? CJ Drama managed to get a good start, moving up 2 places. After Swinney never got a good start. Night Flash going up the inside on Benji at Tamborello to make contact. Terrible camera angle, for God's sake, you sort of shizzing it out. But Night Flash ends up getting that move, and Benji had to actually jump across the... I think that should be Night Flash giving that position back. That is just my opinion, but then again, I'm just a commentator. I'm not a steward. But looking on from Little Jim, we could see Benji is fighting quite aggressively, trying to look for any which way he can. And Little Jim, it seems to be just biding his time right now. Just looking and waiting for Benji to go for it so that he can try and make up for that mistake. Cody getting the 3-second time penalty, so we're only on lap 2, and we've already got someone with a penalty. Of course, we said this before in the past that the penalties here. Alright, Cody, calm it. I'm unsure what happened there, but we'll go on board with Benji. We'll see, is he going to manage to get this overtake done and move back up into first place? It seems like he is, and it looks like the Alpine is trying, and oh, Night Flash ends up getting boshed off. I think that may have been CJ Drama making contact there, trying to push his luck, and unfortunately Night Flash is all the way down in 10th place now. He's certainly not going to be happy about that. Let's see if he could get that car back up there. He's got the skills that could pay the bills. Let's see if he can make it work for him. Benji has got a second gap out there now. This is what he's needing, is to try and break that DRS windows. That's the only chance for drivers to get a good overtake. But it looks like Little Jim has managed to keep that gap just within reach. We'll see if that is going to be the case in the next few moments. Going down, it looks like Little Jim is going to end up getting the DRS off of the Haas of Benji as they're coming down into the final corner of Ravazza. Oh, we've seen Swinney there getting a little bit out of shape there, and that's Little Majin jumping into the pit lane. Has Little Majin got some damage? We'll get back to that in just a moment. We'll see, is Little Jim going to be close enough? Nope, it doesn't look like it. Fernando Alonso does manage to make a move on Dan and move up into 5th place. 5th place, GZ Peeps. Let's see, we'll go down to, has Night Flash got any damage? Nope, he's just trying to get some clean track, and I think the same was for Little Majin. We'll check that out in a few moments. In fact, we've got some time right now. So pit stops, nope, none of them need having any damage, but they have just went and done a pit stop. So we see Little Jim's actually doing quite well out here, managing to close that gap despite being on the harder compound tyres. So opting to go for the alternate strategy and start on the hard compound tyres. Maybe not helping him out much at the start, but it could work out for him later on, doing a hard soft. Benji getting a 3-second time penalty, so we've seen another driver get a penalty. We've seen Rizzo also, and Night Flash also got a 10-second time penalty due to speeding into the pit lane. But now all eyes are on the Alpine of Little Jim as he's using that DRS to move up into first place yet again. How is Benji going to reply to that? We'll find out in a few moments. We've got Swinney coming up into third place. Onto the rostrum, just coming past CJ Drama. We've got the other half of Fernando Alonso just coming into Villeneuve just behind. And I've got some drunk subject balls or something outside. Fun. Let's see how things are going for the folks further down. Let's see, Night Flash is right on the tail of Dan. Of course, what imagine Dan and Night Flash are the only people to have made a pit stop yet. So we'll see how that is going to fare for them. We've got Soph getting a 3-second time penalty. So we've seen the third person with a corner cutting violation. We'll move it up back to the front. We'll see if Benji is going to be able to get this overtake done, or is he just going to sit behind? Little Jim putting in the fastest lap of the race of 1:17.769. CJ Drama and Fernando Alonso getting up past Swinney, and oh! What the hell was that? I don't understand that. Wait a minute, I'm needing to go back on this and have a look and see. So they go in there side by side, and Swinney seemed to be trying to turn in to the corner, I think. Let me see, because I get a bit on board with them. Yep, he's turning into Fernando Alonso there, and he's just crashed him out. That's not good. But we're now getting underway. That's because Benji told us a big bit of ground also there. That is... I think there'll be definitely an inquiry into that. Yeah, so we've seen CJ Drama and Benji jumping into the pits, getting off them, well, Benji off the soft tyres, CJ Drama off the mediums. Now they go on to a fresh set of mediums now. Swinney's in fifth right now. We've got Jay and San battling with Idle North, and that's for second place at the moment. Swinney should have a pen due to the contact. Yeah, definitely. And he was steering into him as well, like he was trying to make the corner. Why not just brake? But yeah, anyway, Benji getting a 3-second time pen. I was saying, Looney saying poor Fernando can never catch a break. Yeah, it seems like that. He's always ended up at the wrong team somehow during his career. And since like 2007, it's been insane. But hey, it's a bit unfortunate. Looking at Idle North right now, is any of these guys going to jump into the pits? Is Jay? Yep, Jay's going to take that jump. Into the pits comes Jay off them soft tyres, most likely be putting on a set of mediums, I'm going to guess. We'll keep the tyre data up, yep, so on to the mediums goes Jay. We've seen, my bad, we've seen Idle North and San were battling out there, and it did just to miss that. Sometimes it is hard being a cameraman and commentator at the same time. But looking up, Jay moving down, of course, for a pit stop here. It is quite a long one. Of course, you see the length of it, and the time lost is about 30 seconds almost. So, between 25 and 30 seconds, depending on. But Night Flash has already came into the pits again. So Night Flash has done 2 pit stops, and never expected that, to be honest. We'll see how that is going to go. We've got Soph off the track there. She's not having the best of luck right now. Of course, Villeneuve is quite a difficult corner. I've made that mistake myself and went too wide and went too deep into the corner and just went off. Idle North jumping into the pits. Oh, it's just a lag. I thought Benji was getting bumped from behind from CG Drama for a second there. But we'll see. Idle North is into the pits. And Little Majin is going to move up. Same with Benji. Let's see if Benji's going to be able to get this overtake done on the Williams going into Tamburello. Nicely done there from Benji. He almost goes straight across there. Looking at the pair of them almost side by side going into Villeneuve, but Benji just ahead manages to inch that out and move up into 4th position. Nicely done. Jay and Dan swapping places. Jay managing to get a move done and moving up into 7th place. Nicely done from Jay. But as Sam said, Swinney should give them more space. Yeah, it's a bit of a tight corner, I understand, but yeah, as well, the real Fernando Alonso said all the time, you have to leave a space. Well, Jim into the pits, fresh mediums on the Alpine, off the hards, so nicely does it. Let's see, where is Little Jim going to come out? Is he going to be in front or behind Benji? There we'll go. See him coming out of the pit lane. And Benji's going to be able to move up. And oh, so's Little Majin. So both of them managed to catch Little Jim. And that overcut not working out the best, but it has given them fresh tyres right now. We've still got Swinney and San, who have not pit yet off of them medium tyres. Right, Aston, shush. So apparently Aston says, guys, it's okay, I'm the owner, and gave Swinney permission to play Destruction Derby instead of F1. Alright, okay. We'll see Little Jim catching the back of Benji now. 7/10 the gap. We'll see how is this battle going to fare now that they're on sort of more equal footing. You've got Swinney coming into the pits, putting on hard tyres. Little Jim not managing to get close enough to Benji to manage to make that overtake just yet. Move down to Jay, who's battling with their teammate of CJ Drama right now. Tense between them. Jay got a bit offline there, not managing to follow the rest of the line, unfortunately. And got a little bit out of rhythm. Let's see if they could get back in the rhythm again. So chat's flying up here about Swinney, not really happy with that move. And yeah, I don't even need to say any more at this right now. Oh, we've got Jay managing to get a good exit out of Curva Grassini and moves up into 5th position. Was that the right thing to do? Who's going to have the DRS? Which of these Mercedes? Jay manages to get it. He managed to get it in perfect time. Nicely done. He's got some clear air to get that move, to get away from their teammate. He's got a whole lot to do it. Benji, unfortunately, not being as lucky as Jay, has lost a position to Little Jim just now. Saturn seems to be going quite long in this Grand Prix. It seems could be going for a medium hard, medium soft, maybe even nearer the end of this Grand Prix. We'll see how things do end up stacking up for them. Coming through Piratello, seemed like a little Jim getting a little bit out of shape, just slightly, a little wobble as they got onto the curb. CG Drama getting a 3-second time penalty, trying to keep up with Jay here. It's not proving to be the best and the most comfiest journey for them right now. Idle North getting another 3-second time penalty, so we've only got Night Flash, Little Margin, Little Jim and San are the only ones without penalty. We need Ron Hart here. I'm not particularly up on the esports drivers. I've heard his name recently, but that's about it. Little Jim 117.510. I'm guessing he done something not very nice in a race, I'm guessing. I think, oh, Little Jim off the track. Right, I'm going to go back 2 seconds. What did just happen there? So Little Jim ended up putting in the fastest lap. Was there contact between Little Jim and Benji? I'm just trying to get a... Seemed like there could have been contact maybe between Benji and himself. I'm unsure. So sorry about that there, folks. Trying to get back on track there. Got Jay and Little Majin battling out for what is now third position. Sans finally came into the pits last of the pit stops. If he goes on hard, so I'm going to be quite surprised. But looking down, Little Jim trying to Jay trying to take a stab at Little Majin there. Sorry, as we're running on board with Little Jim. Jay's trying whatever he can, and they're going to end up going 3 wide right now. It looks like Jay's going to manage to get up a position into second, but hold on a minute. Little Jim's going to coming up the inside. He's got a broken front wing actually. Little Jim has. Yep, because see that left-hand side end plate is off of that car. If it wasn't for the spoiler of that. But yeah, look, we could see the end plate is gone on that Alpine. So they've made contact with someone, unless that was with the wall a few moments ago. Saying Thomas saying, hey bro, what's going on in the race so far? It's been quite chaotic. In some cases, we've seen Swinney end up putting Alonso into the wall. That was Tamburello going through at the right-hand corner. It seemed like Swinney was still trying to turn right when there was a car right there. Yeah, it was a bit mad to say the least, but Swinney happened this race. Oh, well, at least no, Swinney's not going to end up subscribing to my channel. At this rate anyway. Little Jim getting the move done on Jay and moving up into second place. We've seen, let's see who has done double pit stop. So we've seen it's only Little Majin, Night Flash and Soph. They're the only 3 that have came into the pits for 2 pit stops. Everyone else I was meant to race, but I've got an illness and don't want to risk it by racing. No, that's fair. It's been a bit mad this race up to now. Benji's been quite good up to now. Soph unfortunately been lapped there. Let's see how Jay is going to be doing with Little Jim. Is he going to manage to get back at him? Is he just lagging a wee bit in there, or is that just me? He's coming into the pits anyway. Thomas, you would have won this race. Yeah. Oh, oh, it was a back marker. No worries. Just got a bit of a fright there. Seeing Igdo North coming up to the back of a car so quickly there. Imola not a good track of mine, so I don't know if I would win. I mean, it's a good track of anybody's, really. It's not a good track in some cases, I will say, for racing anyway, because there's not many overtaking opportunities. It's a bit unfortunate, but it's one of these classics. Back in the day, it was a lot easier to overtake on street circuits and such, with the cars being narrower, but now with them being about 2 metres wide, I do believe, it's not very easy to overtake. So Swinney and Soph both getting 3-second time penalties there. Seeing his son going to be able to get the move done on Idle North. He's got the DRS advantage anyway. Bloody hell, I'm pressing the wrong buttons here. There we go. And he moves up into 4th place. Dan is into the pits. Coming on to the mediums or the hards. Which tyres is it going to be? Hard tyres on. So let's have a look. We've got San here. Looks like it's the closest to the podium right now. Only half a second off. We've got a little margin right on the tail of Jay right now also. If I raced, I would have gone soft, medium, medium. Yeah, I think we've seen a couple of drivers, I'm unsure, gone that strategy also. We'll have a quick look. We've got San here going for the overtake on CJ Drama to get up onto the podium. Rizzle getting a penalty. Night Flash getting another 10-second time penalty, but it's not going to matter because he's retired. But unfortunate there. But we see San moving up into 3rd place nicely there. Going to move further down to see what imagine is he going to be able to get close enough. It's not going to matter anyway, even if he does, considering there's a yellow flag in Sector 1. No idea why the yellow flag is on the track when he's in the blooding pit lane. Yeah, sort it. Been calling for it for a good couple of years now, and, well, for some reason I just don't listen. I'll imagine not managing to get close enough just yet. Sanders managed to pull a bit of a gap on CJ Drama. We'll go to the tyre start screen here. We see 11 lap old mediums for CJ Drama against 4 lap old mediums for San. So quite a big difference. Seen a lot of the hard runners running quite far back. We'll see stop wise. We've got Rizzle still to make one stop. Same with Swinney and all the top 5 drivers. So Jay, Little Margin, Dan and Soph are to the end now. I'm saying medium, hard is more of a safe option. Yeah, it is. Oh, that was Soph and side by side there with Aidan Northco. What's your plans for F125 as I'm getting the iconic edition? I've not even thought about the new game, to be honest, yet. I'm just unsure with it, with the running thing of the EA games. It's essentially just a copy and paste of the previous game, just with new features and more bugs. Like, it's It's insane. Like, to make a graphical change in a game, like, oh, upgraded delivery and took off some sponsors and put new ones on a certain car, and then they end up messing up the car somehow. And I'm like, how could you do that? But hey ho. Benji coming in for his final pit stop. And the medium tyres on now. So I think Benji was one of the drivers that went a soft, medium. Idle North coming in for the hard tyres. So expect CG Drama should be coming in at the end of this lap. Or maybe a couple of laps. I would say 10 laps at least. Till the end. For him, he would need to come in. I just like F1 24 because tyre pressure is better for more aggressive drivers. I'm guessing that is if you've got like less tyre pressure, you could be more aggressive. Oh, Rizzle. Oh, it's a bit unfortunate. Rizzle's spinning out. Come on, get it going. Yes, he managed to get it going again. So, spinning out there, just coming through Tamboril chicane there. Let's see, Swinney up against a lot of Majin here. It's the closest battle on track as things stand right now. But Little Majin getting a 3-second time penalty. We've seen Little Jim jumping into the pit lane. I expect them to go on a set of mediums or softs to the end. Oh, we've got Jay who's made an error, I think. Just up ahead. Got Little Jim still in the pit lane. He's going to drop quite a few places back. Benji could be looking at a good result, but Jay could also be looking at a good result. Same with Little Majin. We'll see how it goes. Swinney, not so much. He's currently a pit stop down. Got Rizzle getting a 3-second time penalty. So San is the only one who has not managed to get a penalty right now. And I would say they've done quite well in that regard. But that may not stop them. They would need to get... That's quite a big jump for Benji. Could San actually walk away with this? It is going to be a tough one. Who is me? Is that you, Night Flash? I forget. I'm sorry. Oh, Benji overtaking CJ Drama as they come into the pit lane. Night Flash, yep. Jesus, how many pens? So, Jay has got a lot. So has Idle North. Rizzle has got 30 seconds. Wow. That's insane to say the least. Of course, one knows that sometimes some tracks are a bit more forgiving for giving out penalties, and other ones are goddamn ruthless. Like, this one, Imola is really bad. We've got Circuit of the Americas is really bad. I see sometimes quite a lot happening in Brazil. Where else do we end up seeing a lot anymore? Rizzo should get driver of the day. Definitely. Got CJ Drama adding his little 3 seconds more into the pack. We're on lap 23 out of 32. Swinney almost sending it into the wall there. Definitely time to get in and get... I'm guessing it's going to be soft tyres for them. Qatar is bad as well. Yeah, I would say Qatar is a bloody nightmare. Who just got disqualified? Did Rizzo just get disqualified? He did. Our driver of the day has just been disqualified. That's unfortunate. This game could be a bit too ruthless sometimes, and other times it's a bit too lenient. You need to sort of fine-tune that a wee bit. Yeah, we got the Sam saying no for Rizzo. That's a bit unfortunate for Rizzo being disqualified after doing so well. So after all that perseverance, it looks like Soph is going to be able to break into the top 10 after being quite a way down. And I'm not even sure is she on what lap she's on, but yeah, she's done quite well. Rizzo is the master of pens, says Nazim. It seems like it. I did not realise I got about 30 or 31 points for a P2 in Mexico. Yeah, I'm unsure. I think the point system is actually different. But I've not looked properly at it, to be honest. I need to have a proper look at it to find out the script. I feel a bit guilty saying that, but hey ho. We'll go on to stops right now. So San has still yet to make another pit stop. Just seen film in our Guido. Was it Guido? The wee forklifting cars. But let's see. Is San coming in this lap? If so, all you would really need to do is just keep it clean. But you could be hoping for a safety car. Is he coming in? Nope, not yet. Not yet. So San is still staying out. Benji, big lock up there. If I would not be out of the race, I would get a podium. San can go to the end with tyres. Yeah, but he does need to make another pit stop though, so that's a bit unfortunate as well. Like there, we'll see he's the only driver who's only made one stop in this Grand Prix. Benji getting another 3-second time penalty. He's adding them up. He's up at 9 seconds now. Definitely better than Jay, unfortunately, racking them up a little, but at least he'll be able to finish in at least the top 8, 9, 7. I don't know. Yeah, Son is kind of fluffed that. Oh, going a bit wide up Paratella. There was Jay. Let's see, we're going board with Son right now. We'll see. Coming into Ravazzi, he's going to have to make a pit stop soon, or he could risk being disqualified from the Grand Prix altogether. That would be an interesting one. That would certainly throw a spanner in the works for San. You can't plan on making a pit stop on lap 32 because that ain't going to work, considering how close the line is. You can't do the classic Schumacher one. Was it Schumacher that done that before, where he had to make a pit stop or something? Or no, it was a drive-through penalty. It was, I think it was. What was it? Stop go. Somebody could. Somebody saying you could go into. You could go into the pits before. Yeah, but then the line comes up before his pit garage. So if we go off board, we'll see as he's passing that he unfortunately he would already be past the line by the time he would come into his pit box. So, oh, there he is. He's coming into the pits now. Into the pits comes San. We've got Benji just rounding Ravazza the final corner. Yep, so there we go. See, the line is just up before the Ferrari garage. So Jay moves up into second place with 21 seconds of penalties, and the little margin in third. Little Jim 4th, 5th for Little San. Is he going to get in front of Idle North? Nope, Idle North's going to manage to catch him there and just get past. He's coming out of the garage, out of the pit lane, sorry. Whatever he do, he is late, and yeah, I will say he did end up going a bit late, but we'll have a look at the gap to the leader. So it's 15.6 seconds, so he certainly could still get a decent result if he could manage to catch past Idle North and get up to the back of Little Jim. He could possibly end up getting a second place at very least, but we'll see how that is going to go. We're looking on at Benji right. Idle North providing a bit of a good block in there with San. A bit tad aggressive, but I think that was just because he got a bit out of shape. Penalties will save him, yes. Yeah, definitely San is saved by the penalties right now. He's got plenty of battery, so he'll be able to make this move nice and easy before the DRS is even available to him. Actually, not a lot more speed in that V car than I thought. Come on, is Idle North going to fight it? Nope, he couldn't, unfortunately. San having that inside line into the Tamburello chicane. So let's see, gap to the leader right now is still at 15.1 seconds. Idle North getting a 3-second time penalty. We're on lap 28 here. Little Jim getting a 3-second time penalty. So San is now within that 6 seconds gap to Little Jim and could well and truly get that 4th place off of him. Could end up moving up into 3rd place with Jay having so many penalties, unfortunately for him. But Jay shouldn't lose too many places. Judging by gaps and such, he may move down to 6th, 7th maybe. But we'll see how all of that comes in. San putting in the fastest lap, a 1:17.304. Looking on at Jay though, he's actually managed to catch up a little to the back of Benji. So it seems like Jay is sort of pushing here to try and open up any more of a gap that he can. And you see the car sliding through Piratello there. Nicely done. He's pushing that Mercedes to its absolute limits. See how well he's going to do. Little Jim is also pushing now. Trying to catch up to the back of Little Majin, who is going to be able to get the DRS coming out of Ravazza down the start-finish straight. So we'll be able to close that gap on the Williams, but it's not going to matter much in the end of things. We've got San putting in another fastest lap, 1:17.253. Looking back at Little Jim, is he going to go for a move into Toza? Nope. The famous corner where Michael Schumacher never seen Montoya. Loved that press conference, to be honest. That was absolutely hilarious. Like, oh, nope, you didn't see me there, no. Oh, no, you must be blind or stupid to not see me there. Gotta say, that was hilarious. Looking on at Little Jim coming out of Curva Grassini. Jay getting another penalty added up. 24 seconds now. Let's see, Little Jim going for the move. nicely does it, but is he going to get the DRS? We'll soon find out. Yep, he is going to get the DRS, so he's done that quite nicely there. He can't catch Jim, he is saving him with DRS. Yep, let's see how that is going to fare. He's going to need to try and get up as much as he can. And San is closing in the gap quite aggressively. It's down to 2 seconds now. Let's look at the gap to the leader. So he's closed that in by quite a considerable point. It looks like Benji could end up losing the lead of this Grand Prix. We'll keep this on the leader start right now. Now, San is going to need to try and have the lap of his dreams. We're going to do it quickly, right? So we're going to have a quick where is San? San is here, so we'll go to view lap times and we'll have a look. He's got 1 warning, 2 warnings. He's on his final warning right now. If he gets 1 penalty, that 1 warning, that could end up ruining it for him all. But he needs to get moving up just that little bit more, and he could actually walk away with the victory here. But looking on right now, Benji sitting with them 9 seconds worth of penalties could actually help him quite considerably. Little Jim and the Little Majin swapping places yet again. Oh, Little Jim is out of shape. Oh, and that's allowed San past 3 seconds for Jay. Also, Little Jim getting back on the track. Oh, and he's lost control of the car there, trying to get back up and running again. That's a bit unfortunate. He's just going to end up falling right down. Jay will be happy about that, of course, as that'll be a bit of one less position that will happen, that you'll get. Little Jim, unfortunately, getting another 3 second time penalty. Night Flash has left the session. Of course, he's already retired, so all eyes are on that gap between San and Benji. 9.2 seconds. This is going to go down to the wire here. Benji needs to have the last 2 corners of his life coming around the Ravazza now, getting right on the power, using every bit of energy in that battery, coming to the line. He crosses the line, but we're going to have to wait and find out. Jay comes across the line. San, is he going to end up getting it? I think he is. 8.9 seconds. He just manages to get the win by 66 thousandths of a second. Holy... That, I am speechless. That was... Hats off to San there. I honestly thought he fluffed it with the strategy, going that light on onto soft tyres. Wow. Great racing there. San managing to just to get that win there. Benji second, Little Majin third. The Mercedes 4th and 5th, Alpino Little Jim, unfortunately not the best of finishes for Little Jim. Idle North Swinney, I think there'll definitely be an investigation into what happened with Swinney. And we're just waiting for Soph to come across the line, who's going to take that final 10th position. What a race, I will say, and what a win. Yep, San, I would say definitely deserves that driver of the day. Definitely driver of the day from me. This race should restart. Alonso is out. So I will say, great victory to San there. Benji just missing out by the slimmest of margins, 66 thousandths of a second. Incredible. And we've got Little Majin on the podium, also taking up that third step. Nicely done there. So San actually put in the fast lap 1:17.253. So we'll walk away with that extra point. Benji second, Little Majin in third. 5th for Fourth for CJ Drama J in fifth. Then we've got Little Jim in sixth. Seventh for Idle North Swinney in eighth. Dan in ninth and Soph in 10th. Night Flash, unfortunately, did not finish the race. Neither did Alonso, Cody, Mean Man Moody, and unfortunately Rizzle was disqualified for making his own track, unfortunately. Good race, Thomas. Are you back next week? Got Aston got Aston saying, yeah, no excuses like being sick. We'll see. Hopefully Thomas will manage to come back next week. We'll see how that does end up faring out. We'll go and have a quick look at the calendar. So should hopefully be live again on Saturday. On today, though, let's see, where is the calendar? Here we go. Nope, that's calendar picks. Sorry, wrong one. So, we have got Suzuka next week. Oh, so that's going to be interesting. I'm going to be watching the Suzuka Grand Prix twice in one day. Brilliant. So, I've got that to look forward to on Sunday. Real racers race well being sick. Yeah, I mean, look at Lance Stroll. Yeah, he was at the Qatar Grand Prix a couple of years ago. He was actually spewing in his helmet, which I will say that was insane. To be honest, why the race was to go ahead in them conditions where drivers were passing out due to heat exhaustion was just insane. But let's see, we'll have a look at the calendar for next Saturday, which is going to be Azerbaijan. So that's going to be round 14 of the is going to be the Azerbaijan Grand Prix in Baku. So we'll see how things go for that. Now, until then, everyone take care of yourselves, and from me, it is peace out.